My name's Lynn. I have worked with Keystroke for quite a long time, and today we're going to be talking about price tables. Just a little reminder, Keystroke Live is every Wednesday, 10 o'clock Mountain Time, same place, same login information. And we have different topics every week on Keystroke software. And the first Wednesday of every month is with Michael Gebb, who is our president, and he presents all kinds of different things of what's going on in the keystroke world. We're going to cover the points in the PowerPoint presentation. Then I'm going to show you some things in Keystroke, and then we'll go back and review. Price tables are a way to give pricing for groups of customers on groups of inventory items. So you have price tables which get attached to the customers. Price codes are on inventory items, and price formulas within those codes determines the pricing for Keystroke when you sell an item. You can put date ranges on these prices, so if you're just going to have a sale for a week or something like that, you can set them up ahead of time, and they'll kick in on the appropriate date time range. And as a little reminder, in Keystroke, the asterisk that's used for the price table or the price code applies to all customers and all inventory items if the customers have a price table or a price code attached. You can blank out or have nothing in the table on a customer or nothing in the code on an inventory item, which will say for customers, they're just going to get the base price, whatever the base price is. If you have a blank price code on an inventory item, it will not be affected by any price tables. Within the price tables, there are mix and match pricing available. For example, if you want to sell all of your Pepsi products in a certain size, like, you know, 2 for $1, something like that, regardless of the Pepsi product, you can do that. And there is an option on this to apply this mix and match pricing to, you know, once the quantity is met. And that's helpful. For example, if, say, the items are normally $1 each and you're going to sell 2 of them for $1.50, if you check the apply to all once quantity is met, if they buy a third one, they will get that also at basically 75 cents or the mix and match pricing. If that is not checked, then the third item goes back to $1 and you only get the 2 for $1.50 if you buy 4, 2, 4, 6. There's also, when you set up price tables, in the daily time window, there's a daily time window where you could do something like happy hour pricing. So you can have prices just between 2 and 4 in the afternoon. You know, maybe this is a good way to try to increase business during a certain time during the day. And there is also a way to set it up for day of week and or day of month pricing. So you could have special pricing on Wednesday of every week or the 25th of every month or, you know, several times a month. That is an advanced POS only feature, but it's a nice way if you want to do something like that to have every Wednesday or every Friday have specific pricing. Price tables can also be used for price rounding. A lot of businesses like to have their prices always end in 99 cents or 95 cents or something like that. So there's a way to set up price rounding so you can have everything is going to be 99 cents, $1.99, $2.99, $3.99, etc. There's also on the price, when you're setting up price formulas in the lower left of the window, it kind of gives you a mathematical representation of what that price formula is. And I'm going to show you all these in Keystroke when we get there. The base price on an inventory record is very important when you're doing price tables for your customers. The base price should always be the highest price for which an item is ever sold. So, because Keystroke is designed to always give a customer the best price, if, for example, you might have a customer set up to get list prices. If list prices are higher than the base price, that customer is automatically going to get the base price because Keystroke gives the best price that is available based on the formulas. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at Keystroke now. And we are in Configuration Manager. You can tell down in the lower right on the in the Keystroke window. We're going to go to the Tables menu, Price Tables. And Keystroke does give you a little reminder that price tables go with customers, price codes go on inventory. Let's take a look at our price tables list. If you've been to some of these sessions before, we normally use our sample data just to make it clear for everybody, and as well as you do all have this data available so you can play with Keystroke and kind of take a look at what I'm talking about. So let's start with all price tables. Now remember, if a customer has anything in the price table field on their record, they will be eligible for any pricing in the all price tables. Now, right now, we only have an after Christmas sale for 10% off. This is for all price codes, so it's for any item that has anything in the code field on the record, and they're going to get 10% off base price for this particular date range. It's kind of a little strange date range for Christmas, but you know, that's the way it goes. Then there's another one for 4th of July sale where they get 20% off base price. When you're in the list of price tables, you can always, to create a new price table, you can just hit the F2 or insert key. It'll bring up a blank price table set up, and we can set one up that's Lynn. We call it Lynn, and it's, you know, Lynn's prices. Then you can go into the price formula field and either on a blank line hit enter, or you can hit insert or F2 again. You can, then comes up with your price formula. The first thing for a price formula is what items is it going to belong to. If you're in the price code field, you notice we have price codes set up for gift items, office supplies, hardware, software. So let's choose gift items, and we're going to say 10% off all gift items, and we're going to give it 10% off base price. There are all kinds of different fields here as well that I didn't mention in the little slideshow. You can always say there has to be a minimum markup from a certain field. So For example, you might allow clerks to give more of a markdown on even sale items, but this minimum markup can be set so based on a security level, they cannot sell an item below a certain markup from, say, the average cost or last cost. Those are the most common. You can also say, okay, they're only going to get 10% off gift items if they get 3 or more items based on line quantity. But you can also say they have to purchase a certain dollar amount based on the price code. So maybe they have to buy $25 worth of gift items before this price formula kicks in. So if this minimum sale field is 0, it does not matter at all what the based on is, because it's not going to be taken into consideration. But the based on can be based on a particular line, the price code, or something to do with the transaction, whether it's the transaction weight total, the subtotal without formulas, list price total, or the selling price of all other items. Again, here's your date range. If you remember with the date range, if you put in a start date, we'll say 10/1 is the start, which means anything sold after midnight or starting at 12:01 a.m. on the 1st will be eligible, and the ending will say due the 15th, and that means this price goes through midnight or 11:59 p.m. on the 15th. You can have starting times for your happy hour. Maybe you only want this from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. during the day. And again, if you want to do it day of week, maybe it's only going to be on a Wednesday. Or you can say, hey, this is going to be on the 1st and the 5th and the 10th, something like that. Again, these two are advanced only features. This is where the formula shows, kind of in a mathematical formula, of the amount or the price is going to be base price minus 10%. We can also do, this is where you do the price pattern rounding. If you want your price pattern to always be 99 cents at the end, then you need to choose where is it going to round up to, depending on what's in the price field on the record. So maybe if the price ends in, on 50 cents, or if it's 50 cents, it's going to round up to the closest 99 cents. If it's below 50 cents, it's going to mark down. And we can test that. So you can see $10 rounds to $9.99. But if it's $10.50, whoops. If it's $10.50, this is where you round up from, it's going to round to $10.99. So that's the basic price formulas, but you can also do mix and match. Notice when you check this, the screen is totally different. You don't have a lot of the options. You still have your date range, your daily time window, also day of week, day of month. But you can say, now of course in this particular instance it's probably not a good idea, but let's say we're going to do something, we're going to create a new price code. So when you're on the list of price codes, F2 or insert, we're going to say Can only be 4 characters, but we'll say Pepsi 1 liter products, and we're going to use 1 liter products, and we can give them for Pepsi 1 liter, you can say 2 of them are going to be $3. Maybe they're $2 each, but 2 of them are going to be for $3. And this is that option that apply to all once quantity is met. Remember, this one, 2 for $3. If this is checked, 2 for $3 basically says $1.50 each. If apply to all once quantity is met is checked, if they buy 3, it'll be $4.50. If they buy 4, it'll be $6. If this is not checked, if they buy 2, it'll be $3. If they buy 4, or I'm sorry, if they buy 3, the third one is only going to be for the $2 and not the $1.50 price. So we're not going to save any of these at this point, but I do want to go back to our PowerPoint and kind of do a little bit of a review. And these, I wanted to let everybody know, price tables are very powerful, and they will allow you to really customize a keystroke program to give prices for different groups of customers. And you know, it can be, as in Keystroke, we have employee pricing, we've got preferred customers, you can set up contractor pricing, there's, you know, just all kinds of things you can do with it. Remember, the price tables go on the customer database record. The price code goes on the inventory record. Price formulas with underneath each of the tables determines the prices. You can do a date range on any or all of them. And anything that's contained in the asterisk price table or with an inventory item that has an asterisk. If you have a formula set up for in the asterisk price table using the asterisk price code, it's going to apply to every item in your database and for all your customers. You can do mix and match pricing. Again, the option to apply to all once the quantity is met. You can have the daily time window or happy hour pricing, and day of week and or day of month pricing for advanced only. You can also do your price rounding here. You can see a mathematical representation of your price formula in the lower left. Base price is very important because that is the highest price for which an item is ever sold. So you want to make sure when you first set up your inventory databases that that's what you put in the base price, because Keystroke is going to give the best price. I do want to show you a couple of things in Keystroke on how this works and how you can change it. Let's go back to Configuration Manager. You can choose in defaults in Configuration Manager under the Settings menu and Defaults what your default price table is. That basically, if you add a new customer or just use your cash customer, which really doesn't have a record, what price table is effective. And when you go into Sales Manager, you can see on our number 0 or cash customer that price table is automatically there. And if you remember, we didn't have a whole lot of formulas, but if you sell something here, they are going to get, based on what you enter, they're going to get a 0% discount on the base price for these items. But if, for example, just one time for this customer, you get the permission to give them employee pricing. So you can change it on the Enter Customer screen, which will only be effective for this transaction. You can put that in there. Notice Keystroke reloaded the prices, and they are getting basically a 35% discount on base price because they're getting the employee pricing. So I want to open this up to some questions here. I'm going to unmute everybody. And does anybody have any questions about pricing, price tables, how to use this? Let me know. Anybody have any questions on pricing? If you do, and when you're working on this and you run into a stumbling block, give us a call. We can always help you work this out for whatever type of pricing scheme your customer may want. I want to thank... Hi.
Hi, I'm sorry. This is Alan from A&B.
Hi, Alan.
How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks.
Okay, on your date range prices, like they change for X number of days, then they revert back to the original price after that expires?
Correct.
Okay.
It's just like it never happened.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. Thank you.
Yeah. And it does it automatically, so you can set up a sale for next month. You can set up your Christmas sale or your after Thanksgiving sale now and with a date range, and it'll be effective on those dates.
Okay. And then you can give, like you said, individual customers certain price breaks, and that is by a customer number then?
Right. Let me kind of show you again here in Keystroke. We were working with cash customer, but if I clear this transaction, and there's a lot of customers in here. Let's just choose one, look at their record. Now, Ben & Jerry's, this is the main screen on their customer record. They have a price table assigned. Right now, it's the asterisk price table. But maybe you've decided that Ben at Ben & Jerry's gets better pricing. So you can go in and change this on the customer record to give them preferred pricing. If you change it on the customer record, that means anytime in the future you sell to this customer, they're going to get the pricing based on that price table. So if I choose Ben & Jerry's from now on, they're going to get that. Or alternately, if maybe only one time you want to give them that pricing, then you just change it on the Enter Customer screen. So right now they're preferred pricing, but for today they get employee pricing. And I can sell them something, they get employee pricing, and we save it. But then if I choose Ben & Jerry's again, they're going to go back to their regular preferred customer pricing unless you change it on the customer record.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Well, I want to thank everybody for attending. Remember, same time, same place, every week, 10 o'clock. You guys are lucky enough to get me next week. We're going to talk about tax tables or sales tax and how that works with Keystroke. If you kind of get an inkling of how price tables work, tax tables can work very similarly, but there are some differences. So tune in next week and we can talk about tax tables. and I can stick around a little bit if anybody has any other questions. I hope all of you have a great day. It's a beautiful fall sunny day up here in the mountains of Colorado, and I hope your day goes well.